Hey guys, and welcome to another commentary from a gym in the community. My opinion doesn't matter, but I'm still going to talk about it anyways. So today I want to talk about the Genesis 6 rule set that they just released for Ultimate. Now, a lot of people have been kind of wondering and messing with rule sets in Ultimate and in terms of stage picks, and that's just been such a huge thing because, hazard off, hazard on, and, that kind of stage and what things are changed when you turn hazards off and hazards on and what kind of stage combinations you can have. And a lot of people have been kind of worried about the fact that a lot of players don't change the rule sets. They don't want to have to deal with too many choices for different players because a lot of times in the heat of the moment, players will mess up. Like if you remember back in Smash 4, we have the damage knockback situation. I can't remember what turn it was. I think it was Abadango was playing, but they had a situation where somebody played the game and there was like a slight 1.1% knockback difference. It was like 0.9 instead of 1.0 where Sonic would have killed off a back throw. And that was a huge thing because, they didn't check that. Or somebody might ask and they changed it. So a lot of people don't want to deal with having to do too many changes for players so they don't get confused or they don't have to deal with a lot of stuff. But a lot of people also want more stage variety because, a lot of people's complaints in Smash 4 was that there's very low stages. So this time, we had a lot of stages that came to the game. Some that came back, some that came with the game. And a lot of people want to experiment. And some people don't want to experiment. Some people want just keep hazards off, simple sets. So Genesis decided to do a hazards off set, 3 stocks, with 8 minutes, and any moveset from Mii's. And after each game, winner bans 2 stages. So, and players cannot counterpick to any stage they've won on in the set. And that's not too bad. It's pretty fair, I think. I want to see how the bans go. Definitely interested to see. We have about, I believe, 5 starters and 6 counterpicks this time. So the starters they've picked is Battlefield, Smashville, Pokemon Stadium 2, Final Destination, and Lilat, which is surprising because Lilat is a stage that people don't like, but I don't think it's too bad of a starter pick. A lot of wide stages though, but I think Lilat's actually a smaller stage, if I remember correctly. So it's not too bad. Counter picks are Unova, Pokemon League, Castle Siege, Town and City, Yoshi's Story, Kalos Pokemon League, and Yoshi's Island Brawl. And I like the set. I'm actually pretty happy overall with the set. It's a varied set that has a lot of stages that people have talked about wanting in the game. So if you remember Mewtwo King's video recently, where he brought up a lot of these things that people are being way too conservative, and I do agree with that. I do agree with a lot of things he pointed out in that video, where people are being really conservative with the picks of stages. And I think it's frustrating a lot of people. I don't think it's as serious as some people make it seem out to be, but I think it is a thing that we need to try out a lot of things right now in the early parts of the game so we know what we're doing later on when we get more settled down and understand everything going on. I know people talked about the Lilac Cruise falling through the stage glitch with the things like a vector where you can fall down the stage from, and that's a big problem, but as pointed out, apparently it's not exclusive to Lilac. So if that's not exclusive to Lilac, then Lilac should not be banned. I mean, Lilac has some weird stuff with slopes, and people always complain about slopes and stuff and like that. But it's I don't know. I think it's not as bad as people make it seem out to be. Lilac was legal before, as long as the stage is stable, which I think is in the hazards off mode, so it's not going to be tilting and stuff like that. So I don't think it's as bad. I think it's going to be more stable. And I think that we can maybe experience. I think the only thing I don't like about this set maybe is I wish they had WarioWare just to test it out. Do I think WarioWare is a perfect stage? I don't know. It's a very small stage. But I think we just need a lot of stages so we get as a counter pick. If they put it as a counter pick, that would be perfectly fine. I think we just need to experiment with smaller stages. But I do like that you have Castle Siege in there. A lot of people don't like Castle Siege because of that weird slope in the middle and how it's people say camera angles. But I think we do need to experiment with the stage. It's a smaller stage. It allows for more different characters to come out and do well. People say it's gonna be K. Rool Jank or something like that. But I do think these characters shouldn't just be limiting these stages to wide stages where some characters can just dash dance camp or platform camp or projectile spam or something like that, and just run away and have to play certain play styles just because it's all these stages that don't fit a lot of certain characters. I think we need a variety so we can have a lot of characters that are viable on different stages and have a chance to do well instead of trying to limit everyone down to this small set of 6 stages in a game where we have so many stages that I think are okay. Last game in Smash 4, there's not lots of good stages. And even in this game, I think there's a lot of good stages, but then there's enough good stages that we can have a competition and discussion about a few stages. I think there's a few more stages I can't remember that I think could be in this running. But overall, this is a very, very good rule set that I really like. and I'm looking really much forward to Genesis and to see how the different characters do on different stages. I'm happy to see the Yoshi Brawl, and it also has a slope on it, and Yoshi Story as well. Town and City, standard stuff. I mean, honestly, maybe if they try Pokemon Stadium 1 over Pokemon Stadium 2. But Battlefield's a staple. Smashville's a staple. I kind of wish that we got Smashville with the hazards on Smashville, with the moving platform, but it's okay. I mean, not too bad. People say, why would you put Smashville and not Yoshi's Brawl? But Yoshi's Brawl is a slant, as you said before. So I understand that being separated. We have like a bunch of triplats, a bunch of duoplats, and then a bunch of one single plat to flat stages and small scale stages. So I definitely want to see, hopefully, testing out a few more stages, maybe at some smaller tournaments. But I think that overall, especially for a big tournament, I'm very glad they listened to a lot of people and giving these stages a chance and not just limiting it down to the specific stages that people have been doing at like Let's Make Moves and Don't Park on the Grass and stuff like that, where we just saw kind of smaller stage selections, and it was okay. I mean, it's fine, but I think that the community really needs to try it out and be accepting of giving things a chance. And I know it'll really suck at the start, but I think we can get a comfortable opinion on what to play on and where to go if we give a lot of these stages a chance and give them like a few stages and a few tournaments to try them out. Because I mean, what's a tournament and what's a game without trying things out? We had to try a lot of things out in other games to understand what the meta even was, and the things were still developing and learning new stages. But this is a new game with so many different stages in the game that there's no way we can't find at least 11 or 12 or 13 stages that are okay, even if as counter picks. They don't have to be all starters. They can be counter picks. It's fine. You're not going to get janked out. Just give it a try. I know people talk about Unova, people bouncing off. But you need to learn the game. I think you need to learn to adapt to different things. Instead of trying to say, oh, that's jank, get it out. Oh, that's jank. So, the things that are jank and are very jank, but are things that you have to experiment with and that you might just throw off because you don't want to deal with it. And there's no reason to just try to push things off and not try to deal with them when we should be adapting and learning to the game and learning different stages and getting used to things. And it's going to suck, but I think it's a necessary evil to deal with to get to the point where we have a good stage set, a good availability of stages, so every character has their chance on their own things, stuff like, Incineroar and Ganon, so they don't get spaced out or something like that. So that's just how it is. I'm pretty happy with this rule set. I'm very excited for Genesis. It's going to be a very good time, and I look forward to watching it with all the rest of you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.